I hope this goes very well. Because if it does, then I am going to be super set. Alright. Pixie plate. Does it cause it to transform? It does cause it to transform. Okay. Pimp Strip VGC, thank you for the follow. Okay, so if I do that, then now it has a fairy. It has the fairy or pixie plate, but it still is a dragon type. And it still is a dragon type Terra. So that seems all good to me. Alright. But that's not even going to be the funny part. Alright, let's go ahead and switch you first. Okay. I'm hoping... Is that Arceus? Yes, of course it's Arceus. I'm trying to crash a game today. The first thing I'm going to crash a game with is Illusion versus Commander. So, I thought to myself, what if Dondozo is illusioned as another Pokemon? Will Commander still work? Like, will Tatsugiri go inside its belly? And if it does, will it play like a cool animation? Or maybe it'll just crash. I don't know. We're gonna find out. Let's see. Immediate Oh! Oh, it opts in his mouth! Yes! 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 Yes, it does it! Woo! Alright. There we go. Yes! I'm a gamer. Alright. That is incredible. I'm so happy that worked. Can anyone think of any good suggestions for Pokemon that, like, Dondozo could hop into? Or, like, Pokemon Tatsugiri could hop into? What am I testing? I was testing to see how Illusion versus Commander would work. I didn't know if it would, like, work or not. How'd you get an Illusion Dondozo? I hacked it in. Another Tatsugiri? Oh, you know, that would be good. That would be good. To do another Tatsugiri. I am down for that. Alright. Use a bot to get legit mons. Well, that's not hacking then. It could be itself, right? What do you mean it could be itself? Oh, yeah, it's gonna give me the boosts. Hey, thanks for your friends, buddy. You'd only need one Tatsugiri with Illusion. No, Tatsugiri, thank you for the follow, Batman XD81. No, Tatsugiri can't do Illusion because only Dondozo can have the Illusion. Because you can't get rid of Commander. Commander is an ability that you can't get rid of. You have to have Commander in order to do this. So it's Dondozo with Illusion. But it's just a matter of figuring out what Pokemon would look funny. We gotta figure it out so that way I can make like a nice GIF of it and then post that on Twitter or something. Anyway, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go Arceus. So this is a fairy type Arceus. You can see here it is fairy type, but it has multi-type, so I want to test some things with that. Yeah, something cursed would be good. So if I use a dragon type attack into it. Hey, Karthik. By the way, Illusion does work with it. So, yep, looks like it is immune still. That's what I would expect it to be. So now if I Terastallize to a dragon type, I assume I still take damage. I'll do another one. You'll be able to see it later. So if I Terastallize now. I'm assuming I'm still Judgment Fairy, though. yeah, I still take damage. That's what I would expect to happen. So I'm definitely no longer fairy type. I mean, which again makes sense. So dragon, and now if I use judgment, well, it's gonna be super effective either way. So I need a fairy type or something that would resist fairy. Again, I don't know why it wouldn't be this. So I'll go hard into this Growlithe, and this should take resisted damage. Oh wait, it's not gonna show it because it's an ally though. So that's not gonna work because it's the ally stuff. Yeah, so this doesn't actually prove anything. Yeah, because I bet that you could probably run the damage calc on that and it would prove it, but that's not good enough as it is for me. Grievard isn't super effective. I don't know. I was gonna do the burn up stuff next. I guess I'll just change out the Arceus to be a different type so I can use Judgment a little bit better. So anyway, the next thing I want to show off is a mechanic that Zagyo discovered. So this one isn't really too unique to me. So if you have a pure fire type using burn up or a pure electric type using double shock, then you can see here that you burn yourself out. When you do that with a pure fire type, you become typeless, which means you don't take super effective damage from any type. So if I look at my typing here, just as dragon. The heck? Wait, really? Why is it dragon? Is it... Let me check to see if this thing... Does this thing have Terra... Okay, this thing does have Terra Poison. Yeah, this thing is Terra Poison. So yeah, it looks like it like doesn't like that very much. So it's like trying to take from Arceus's type, if I had to guess. But if you check in the summary screen, the game just crashes. You can see here that last type you saw in that menu, maybe, it could be. So you can see here that it immediately crashes. Presumably this is because it's trying to load a type that doesn't exist. Given that it doesn't show up correctly in the plus info either, that's probably how Zagyo found that out, actually, now that I think about it. Because I was thinking, why would you ever check the summary screen? Like, that's pretty random. Yeah, that makes sense. So we need to go ahead and wait for it to finish crashing. Anubis already showed this off with burn up. There we go. Thank you, game. Took a little bit for it to crash, but we got there. So I will just go ahead and attach a flame plate to the Arceus, and then we'll run something similar. And so we'll do a double Tatsugiri. That sounds pretty good. We'll try that for my next illusion thing. Once the game loads up. There we go. Okay, so I need another Tatsugiri. Should I make it the same form of Tatsugiri, or should I use a different one? What do you guys think? Should I use another droopy Tatsugiri, or should I use a different type? I've already showed off Growlithe, so that's good enough. I'm gonna make the Arceus flame plate. So what do you guys think? What should I do for that? Where even is that? I think I might put it on one of the Arceuses in here. Yeah, I did. I need to take away that. You don't know? Well, that's not very helpful. Either way works. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I mean, we're just trying to be creative. So I guess I'll go ahead and I'll do another droopy, I suppose. Actually, I'll do a different one. I think I want to do a different one. Spirit Tomb might be another fun one. Okay, we'll try that one on the next round. So I'm making it stretchy. Yeah, I will do stretchy. Okay. So now we got Pawmot, now we got Flame Plate Arceus, so now we'll have Judgment Fire and Dragon. So that way when Tatsugiri uses a move, that it'll work a lot better. I will need this Growlithe for later, though. Did I get rid of it? I didn't, so I'm just gonna go ahead and save. Hello, Primal A61. Alright. Let's see this again. This is some good stuff right here. I imagine a really small Pokemon might work well with this. Do you have any Mirror on the docket? No, and I think it would be tough to do it because that probably would be well suited for 2-player tests. That was pretty good because of the camera flip. All right. It flings its own children. I'm undefeatable. JK. I like how it like forces the camera to change because of how big Dondozo is. Alright, we'll wait for Dondozo to die now. I can't think, is there another way, like, is there another move that I could do to have Dondozo KO itself a little bit faster? You can see in the bottom right-hand corner, Primal Ace, I have, like, a little agenda list. And so you can see, it's kind of, like, cut off, but Pokemon with Sword of Ruin uses an explosion to Sword of Ruin applied to the damage count. That is a good question. And I cannot test. That's because that would be a 2-player. Probably. I mean, yeah, well, I might be able to get away with it with the ghosts and, like, explosion on myself. Might be possible. We'll see. So anyway, so I'm going to send out Arceus now. So this is Fire Arceus, so if I use Judgment on my Tatsugiri, then you'll see that this does resisted damage. Even though it doesn't say it did resisted damage. Explosion, Memento. Well, Memento wouldn't let you test anything with Sword of Ruin. Right? Oh, Memento! Oh, to just get rid of myself. Oh wait, Memento is genius. I'm giving that to the Dondozo for sure. Anyway, so I'll slide Judgment now. Yeah, Memento is a good idea. I like how the guy gets in the way when you Terastallize. He's on the left side. I did nothing. What? Oh, because it's still Terra Fire. Or it's still Fire type Judgment. That's why I did that. I was like, why did I do nothing? But it felt like it did more the first time. I'll click that a few more times, and then maybe I can check later and see why it was weird like that. Maybe I crit myself the first time since crits don't show up on your allies. Explosion from a commanded Dondozo. Have Tatsugiri come out soon enough? Oh, I'm almost certain that it wouldn't. But I can check that. Base damage roll seems a little bit more consistent now. There you go. I'll go ahead and I'll switch to Paw Me. Yeah, Paw Me. And I think that's all I'm going to do for now. I'll test Explosion. Explosion is fine as well into this because it's double ghost. So if I use Double Shock, we should see a similar effect. Oh, my electricity! I need that! Alright, so again, if I check the summary screen of this guy, then the game crashes because it's the same idea as the burn-up stuff. I'm also curious, is the game crashing? Interesting! Oh, no, that's definitely the case. When the game is crashing like this, I can't move around in my stuff that I use for genning in Pokemon midstream. It, like, doesn't load correctly. But it doesn't, like, crash either. Like, it doesn't crash the software. And normally when you don't have a connection, it just crashes the software. So it, like, kind of knows that it's there and also doesn't kind of know that it's there. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So I'll grab Explosion. I've already shown off the Double Shock and Burn-Up crashes, and I've shown off the Arceus Terastallization mechanics, so that's good to know. You know what the Supreme Overlord boost is? Yes, it's 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and 1.5. Can't go higher than that. Alright, we're going to do a Spirit Tomb next. Okay, I got my Spirit Tomb now, and then I'll swap Mondozo and give it Explosion and Memento. Okay, that's good. We're done with Arceus. I do want Growlithe because I want to test the Baton Pass thing with these guys. I'll move you last. I'll move it on the... I'll put the Testagiri on the left side this time. Just mix it up a little bit. That should be good for now. I think that's enough things that I can test in one go, so... I'll add Explosion versus Sword of Ruin on the agenda. Our good friend Taz. Taz is a nice guy. Nice guy, Taz. That was good puke. It just like jumped into his mouth. If anyone else wants to give suggestions for that, I'm gonna be doing that like all stream, just for fun. Alright. Explosion! Tatsugiri avoid the attack. Yeah, I thought that's what that was gonna happen because like it's the same reason why Like if you exploded into a, I don't even know, but it's semi-invulnerability. It's well before like you actually faint, because you don't faint until like after damage calculation, if I remember correctly. Because like think about how like the unnerved desync stuff works. Like if you use self-destruct into unnerve, then they explode. And then you like faint, and that's what triggers unnerve, and that's what allows you to eat the berry. Thank you, Primal Ace, for the follow. Glad you're enjoying things. So now I'm gonna go into my Flutter Mane. That's what this thing's called, and it has booster energy. I'm gonna try Baton passing Protosynthesis here. With just this guy. So one of these is slower. Let me double check to see which one is actually slower. 143. So my Growlithe is slower, so I'm gonna switch in Palmy. And I'm gonna Baton pass to Growlithe and see which one of these two is faster. Because I don't really know how the Baton pass stuff works with it. People keep saying that it does work with it. I don't really know why, though, is the thing. Wow, I'm really slow. Were legendary ability boosts, you mean like Oracle Compulse and Hadron Engine? Did I not click Baton Pass? Those are like 1.3333 something. There's a specific value. Oh, I clicked Seek Talk. That's why that happened. Yeah. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, I messed up. That's okay though. So now I'm going into Growlithe. I'm using speed here as a pretty easy test for that. I know speed is different than the other guys, but I'll see what it does. So my Palmy is naturally faster than the Growlithe. Roleplay. You must have tried to roleplay the same thing. Okay, so if we look at our stats, so you have 156, 143. So Palmy is using Sleep Talk, and then Growlithe uses Sleep Talk. So you see Palmy still goes first, and then Growlithe. So it's not Baton Pass there. This is perfect, because I actually wanted to switch out anyway. So now if I switch Palmy to this guy, I'm going to use Sunny Day this time. I also need to get Growlithe off the board, so I'll just switch to... I don't want to switch to... Well, I guess I could switch into this guy, because that would set Sun. Yeah, I might as well do that. That'll save me a turn. Unless, no, Snow's not up. That's good. Whenever Snow is up, it's so annoying because you can't override it. Does Moldbreaker ignore Purifying Salt? Like 90% sure, yes. I don't know if anyone else can confirm that. More so, the less Ghost... That wouldn't matter. I mean, you can ignore all sorts of stuff. Speed of Sight. And look at that! Now I sent Spiritoon's Ancient Pulse into a frenzy. So now I'm going to Baton Pass with a Sunny Day boosted one of these. And then I'm going to switch to Palmy. Moldbreaker Ignore is good as gold. Yeah, but he's talking about Purifying Salt. I knew Moldbreaker Ignore is good as gold, but I don't know about Purifying Salt. I'm like pretty sure it does. Someone could check the PS data. I'm sure it's in there. No, not necessarily accurate, of course, but it's just probably accurate. Oh, you don't need to test it on PS. Just do like /DT Purifying Salt and see if it has the Moldbreaker, like Ignore by Moldbreaker thing. Okay, so now Growlithe has been switched in and it has the extra speed. And again, So if I use double sleep talk again, and still Palmy, then Growlithe. So Protosynthesis is not baton passed in any way, because previously I checked on a previous stream. I checked if you baton pass from one Protosynthesis to another, does it keep it? And no, it always uses the new Protosynthesis. So the guy who messaged me about this is just straight up wrong. I'm gonna make fun of him for it. Anyway, so I think that's all I can do with this. I wanted to test as well, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use Burn Up. And I'm gonna do summary screen, and I'm gonna move into it. I just kind of want to see what that does. Oh, I killed the Palmy. Booster energy Protosynthesis. Yes, that was the first thing I tested. So I tested that didn't work, and then I tested with Sun, and that didn't work. So you can't baton. Did I test booster energy last time? No, I think I just tested Quark Drive. But I have no positive reason to believe at this point that Protosynthesis could be baton passed. And, like, just in my judgment, I can't imagine why it would ever. So now, okay, so if I come into summary screen like this, so it's not immediately on this typing screen, and then I scroll up to the Growlithe, does that still crash? Yep, it still crashes. Okay. I just tried to press up there in order to go to Growlithe, and that didn't work, even though it's I guess its typing is on display there at the bottom, at the very bottom. You can see Electric and Poison Terra, but I thought that might work. You should check Protosynthesis booster energy. I'm not checking it. I mean, none of the other ones work, so I can't imagine why that one would work. And it'd have to be Protosynthesis booster energy into Protosynthesis booster energy. Because I wouldn't be able to have Sun up in the interim between them. Or like have Electric Terrain start in the interim between them. It would have to be booster energy to booster energy. And like, why wouldn't it? Cloud9 doesn't affect Protosynthesis. Oh, it's because of the double shock stuff, Primal Ace. Cloud9 doesn't affect Protosynthesis. You only have booster energy on the Baton Passer. The idea is it passes the boost. To what? Oh, I see what you're saying. You just have that, and then we can try that. Sure, why not? We'll try it. See what it does. Y'all haven't given me another illusion Pokemon yet. To illusion as. What's a really tiny Pokemon? I want to see a really tiny Pokemon again. Because I feel like that worked out pretty well. So anyone got like a really small Pokemon? Like, preferably with a really small model? I'll go ahead and I'll grab this Fluttermane, which has a Spadef boost. I definitely don't need these two guys anymore. And I need to just check if that's faster than something. So 235. Palmy is also very small. Yeah, but I've already been using Palmy in this video. Think of something better. Mousehold? Ooh, Mousehold's a good one. I do like me a good old Mousehold. Family of 3 or 4. Oh, we can add Tatsugiri. We can add it to the family. That's what we can do. Can you edit the size value? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. That was a good point. I don't know how this works, though. If I just set everything to 0, I'm assuming it changes it to be very small. Alright, so this Mousehold has 283 speed, and this one only has 235. So if the Baton passes into it, then it would have more speed. So So we'll do with Mousehold. I've got good as gold as well. I wanted to grab Magic Bounce. I guess I won't need that for now, though. Yeah, but I don't know, like, how exactly it's affecting it. Like this is... I set it as small as I could. Like, all of its values are 0. If I change its values... and then I grab another one. So I've maxed out this one's values. I can't really tell a difference. The one scale value. I'm not really 100% sure how it works. I've never really messed with it before. So I couldn't really tell you, but this one's the small one and this one's the big one. Whatever that means. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see a difference. I don't know if it's just not there. In any case, it doesn't really matter too much. Let me go ahead and grab Dialga again. Okay, I'm gonna put Dialga on the left again because it seemed like that was pretty good for getting things to not behave right. So I've got these guys. I'll just go. Actually, you know what? Let me give the Mousehold. Let me give it. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I hard-coded its numbers and it didn't say that. Oh, now it saved it. I wonder if it, like, reset it when it was sent out, actually. I think that's pretty possible. I'm gonna give this thing Magic Bounce so I can test something with it. Later with Dialga, because I want to test Baton pass moves versus gold. So let's go ahead and grab this. See a little bit, because I moved a little bit away from him. Okay. Oh. Gosh, dude. Attack. Talk to him. Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready, Sledge. Okay. That's funny. It definitely opens their mouth. So if there's like any Pokemon that have like a really good mouth opening animation, then that would be good. Okay, so next I'll go into this guy. So I get the booster energy. Baton pass, and I'll switch it to Mousehold. Then I'm gonna Baton pass into my other one. Okay. Okay, so once again, let's just compare these two. This one has 235 speed, this one has 283 speed. But I should have, or I would have had, the Protosynthesis speed boost, but I doubt it's going to be applied. As you can see, mouse holds a little faster, so. Again. It is not Baton passed in any way. Again. It doesn't affect what is good. I wonder if that ability could still be roleplayed if you bypass it with like Mold Breaker roleplay or something, but I'm not gonna test it right now. Anyway, so here I'm using Magic Bounce, so I'm gonna bounce back the glare. And I assume that will stop it because when you use Magic Bounce, it's like a new instance of the move. So I use glare, bounces back. Now Mousehold tries to use it, but then it doesn't work because it goes normal. Yep, that's why I expected that to happen. It was a good question though. Somebody asked that on the Battle Mechanics research thread. That should be all for this round. All right. Again, we haven't. Nobody's come up with another good mouth Pokemon. What's a Pokemon with a good mouth? A nice big mouth. Skeledirge? Yeah, maybe Skeledirge. Surely there's a Pokemon with a bigger mouth than that, though. Let me just scroll through a list of Pokemon real fast. Is Looky Looky in the game? No. Wishcash? Hey, Wishcash is a good idea. I like that idea. Because then you get the meme with it. Alright. Isn't Swalot in the game? Swalot is in the game. Swalot would be another good one too. I like the idea of Wishcash though. Cause it's like Swalot has a great. Okay, we'll do Swalot next after this one. Alright, so we're done with these guys, we're done with these guys. The next thing we're gonna, or the primary thing that we're gonna be testing is the effects of the Adamant Crystal on the signature moves. Oh, I forgot to give that one spatial round. So, according to, or in Legends Arceus, the signature moves of these guys changed based on what item you were holding. Excuse me, not what item you're holding, but what form you're in. Of course, it's Legends Arceus, and Legends Arceus mechanics are not the same, like, even remotely, to what the main series game stuff is. So, we'll have to test that out, but think Lou could be funny? Ooh, we can try that. Yeah, see, there you go. Now you guys have some good ideas. So we'll do it with Wishcash. I could also spam these with like 5 Memento Pokemon. Because you can have the same, or you can have different Dondozo enter the same Tatsugiri. You just can't have multiple Tatsugiris enter the same Dondozo. Ooh, yes. Yes. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good idea. I like Frost because that definitely opens up. Hopefully I have enough for a nice little compilation. It like jumps above its head. Not the oven? What's wrong with the oven? By the way, Memento is... I'm so glad somebody mentioned Memento. If I was belly drumming and like taking a million turns each time, that would suck. This is much more efficient. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into Dialga because that's probably the easiest one to test with. And I'm just gonna use Roar of Time onto my, I guess Wishcash, because the other ones will probably take a lot of damage. So, has check ally switch with commander? I don't think so. I'll add that to the list. I assume it fails because it would prevent you from switching it. But let's see here. Ally switch versus commander. So I've got that on the list now. What am I doing? Oh yeah, Roar of Time. I'm switching, but I need to pull up the stats of everything. I don't remember if the new items are in the calc yet. I assume they're not, so I'm just going to assume it's the same multiplier as the regular orbs, so it doesn't matter. So, oh, they do have them in there now. These guys are fast. And then we'll have Wishcash. What's this thing's? 274. Yeah, this thing has trash special attack because I made it trash on purpose. Literally min, and then Wishcash has 171 SPDF, so. Okay, so. Oh, it looks like the orbs are not programmed correctly to work with Dialga Origin yet in the calc, actually, so I will have to do it a slightly different way. So I'm going to need to multiply Roar of Time's 150 base power by 1.2, which is what we know the multiplier is. It's not actually 1.2, but it's very close to it. So that's 180. So I'm looking at a 180 base power Roar of Time here. So it actually has a chance to kill. That's annoying. So I'm actually going to give the Wishcash plus 2 SPDF. Use Dragon Fang. Yeah, I could use Dragon Fang. I like that. I'm going to do Dragon Fangs instead. It should be the same effect. The Dragon Fang is a good idea. So I'm going to give the Wishcash additional defense. Actually, no. Sleep Talk, switch. What ability did I give this? Sandforce. Well, you'll love to see it. Alright, now Roar Time. And spit off buff. Okay, so we're going here from 351 down to 189. That looks like a normal damage roll to me. That did 162 damage. That's in line with this. So in Legends Arceus, Roar of Time, according to Bulbapedia at least, was originally 120 base power, which got buffed to 140 when you are in Origin form. But that looks like the exact same damage roll to me. It definitely didn't do any more damage than normal, because any like if it deals like say 160 base power, then 162 isn't a possible damage roll. So it definitely didn't go up by 10, and if it didn't go up by 10, I doubt it went up at all. I will use Roar of Time into the opponent. Oh, I can't move. Do that, so. I'll use Roar of Time into the opponent just to see its animation. But if Roar of Time's not doing it, that's the simplest one to check. I think Spatial Rend and Shadow Force also behave similarly, but like Shadow Force is a good example where it just has a totally different effect than Legends Arceus. Legends Arceus is just a different game, so. So I'll go ahead and I'll use Roar of Time, but this time with the Shuppet. Yeah, not really that impressed, but anyway. We can go ahead and move right along. The Purifying Salt stuff, I'll want to save for later, because that'll be a lot of grinding. That's a good test towards the end, so that way I don't bore people to death. I don't think I can do Wind Power versus Court Change. I might be able to in single player. Not 100% sure. So the test with that would be, and I guess with Wind Rider as well. How do never miss work on Tatsugiri? They actually just miss. So like, for example, no guard attacks won't hit Tatsugiri, and like poison type Toxic won't hit Tatsugiri. So it's slightly different than standard and semi-invulnerability. Not really sure 100% like what the difference is. Court Change a Tailwind you set to your opponent, then switch in Wind Power and Court Change it back. Yeah, that's basically what I'm planning on doing. Puke, that's my plan. I think I should switch in. I probably could do Wind Rider. No, Wind Rider activates just if you have Tailwind. It doesn't activate when you. Well, it might do the same thing. I want to test Wind Power and Wind Rider versus Court Change on that. So we can do Explosion versus Sword of Ruin and the ally switch one. So we'll go ahead and give Dundozo ally switch. And then do you have any good recommendations for Pokeven? For the explosion stuff? Thank you for the follow, Pokeven. I believe really anything will do, almost. Hello! I hope you're doing well this evening. So I need to grab... what was the next one we were going to test? We were going to test... We got Swalot, I know, and we got... Rotom Heat and Tinglu. Swalot, Rotom Heat, and Tinglu. Hey, I'm glad you enjoy them. I know sometimes they can be a bit long since I don't edit them down, so when folks get to watch them and enjoy them, that's good to hear. All right, so let's go ahead and grab me a Swalot. I'll just go ahead and grab all these guys and get them ready to go. So we got Swalot, Tinglu, and Rotom Heat. Oh, just Rotom, right? And then Rotom Heat. So we'll take Swalot, and then I want Wind Power and Wind Rider versus stuff. So I'll just go ahead and grab those guys. So I'll grab Kilowattrel. And then I need to grab Bramblegast with Wind Rider. And then I need something with both Tailwind and Court Change. I give it to the Swalot. That way it can do something. Tailwind, Court Change. Okay. Grab both these guys, grab these two guys. And then we got ally switch there. Don't really know if there's... What else would I even want on that? Yeah, I still don't know. If you could think of a, I'll just go ahead and just bring these Pokemon. And I'll grab Tinglu for the future. So if you can grab something for Explosion, just anything at all, that would like normally kill, or like that would like deal some amount of damage with Explosion versus not. So like maybe like an Explosion sort of rune setup that would do like 50%. That way I don't have to damage calc anything. It'll just save me a little bit of time so I don't have to mess with the stats. Because otherwise I don't want to pick like, you know, a Sword of Ruin one where like Explosion does 80%. Yes, I am testing mechanics Pokemon. I believe I have that in the title. Oh boy. Oh, it doesn't open its mouth at all! What? I've been gypped. It just like shook. Yeah, that one wasn't any good. Big L. Big L. See, look, it opened its mouth with Memento. What kind of baloney is that? Oh, I forgot to click Ally Switch. Oops. That's okay, though. I can click it another time. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into Swalot and do Tailwind Court Change. So for this to work, I'm going to need to do, so I'm gonna do Tailwind, and then I'll just Sleep Talk. And then next turn, I'll Court Change and switch to the other guy. Court Change. I can switch into Kilowattrel, because that won't activate Wind Power. You can't trigger Wind Power just by switching it. You have to have already moved. Ooh, that could be good, I guess. We'll see. No, not Swalot. Okay, and now I'll use Court Change again. Just do it. Nope, doesn't look like it activated. Oh, perfect, it copied Wind Power. That's like literally perfect. Because now I can Court Change it one more time. And that will, that'll let me pass it to them, and I can see whether or not it'll trigger Wind Power. That's like perfect. Because Tailwind is still active, right? Yeah. So I can pass it to that, and then just do that. Because it copied Wind Power. How nice of this Shepherd to do that for me. Thank you, Shepherd. Okay, so now I've given it to Shuppet. Yeah, it doesn't trigger wind power at all. We'll have to test its interaction with Wind Rider, of course, next. That being said, I don't think there's anything else I can test with this round, so I'll go ahead and just close out so that way I don't have to wait for animations. Sword of Ruin Qian Pao versus Tablets of Ruin. I think I won't. Tablets of Ruin is minus attack, isn't it? I feel like I shouldn't. Because Tablets of Ruin is, yeah, I don't think we should do it with another Ruin. Keep them isolated. Okay, so we know this won't work with Kilowattrel. Yeah, I don't think that would be wise. Okay, we'll grab Rotom Heat as well. So perhaps when you can have a little bit of time to explain that setup, that'll help. Anyway. So now we'll do Rotom Heat. And then we'll do Wind Rider. I need to make sure I click eye switch this time. Gotta remember to click eye switch. It does kind of work. It does kind of work. Like, it definitely opens its oven, but Rotom's model isn't quite big enough. It needs to be just a little bit bigger. Alright, so if I use Ally Switch, what happens? Oh yeah, it just totally works. Okay. Yeah, and it's avoiding things as normal. So if I like click order up into, it all looks normal to me. Okay, so it just works fine. Okay, now I'll go into Swallow. This one I have to be a bit more careful for. I have to Tailwind, Court Change, then switch in. Because if you switch in Wind Rider while it's active, then it would trigger. Okay, now Court Change. Did I just click Torch Change, right? Okay. So now I switch into my Ramblghast, and then I'll play Court Change again. Bring it back to my side. Nope, doesn't look like it activated it. Yep, no activation. Doesn't surprise me too terribly much. Alright, we'll go into it again. So we know how that interacts. Alright, well. I guess we'll do the Sword of Ruin thing. Because that's the damage calc that Puke provided, so we'll just go ahead and do that. Hopefully there's enough going on that we can tell. In fairness, it's just lowering attack, right? And we're surviving, so should be okay. So let me go ahead and grab... let's see here. We need Jianpao, level 100 with Sword of Ruin, Explosion, and then we need Ho Chen. Hey, you're back. Good. Those are level 100 numbers, right? Yeah, these are level 100 numbers. That's good. And then just neutral. Nice and neutral, yeah. Okay, that's good. And then we'll give this thing Tablets of Ruin. Okay. Okay, we got Tinglu. And then we'll just be going into the Purifying Salt stuff, so... At that point, I'll say we're done with Illusion Commander things. Alright. Get in the bowl. I went in the bowl, yes! It went in the bowl! That's epic. Alright, that one worked. That one worked well. Is there any Pokemon bottle that's like, or does any Pokemon that has a bigger model than Dondozo? If there's a Pokemon with a really big model, then I'll just put that on. We kind of showed off Arceus already. If there's anything else that's really big, I know Palkia is pretty big, so I could put Palkia in there, Origin Palkia. Whaler is not in the game. That is true. Alright. So this guy Sword of Ruin. So now I'll use Explosion. And switch into this guy. I'll pay attention to how much damage it does. But again, like for this Puke, damage calculation should be done before. It's the exact same logic. So I would expect it to have both applied. $311 minus 141. That's 170 damage, which is within your possible damage range. And I'll show you the stats as well. So they should be all 0 and everything. Okay. What's going on, guys? This is future DaWoblefet, and I am here with a correction to a large chunk that I did in my last Twitch stream. So I'm just attaching this to the end instead of showing the false footage. I had a mistake in my program that I was using to differentiate between the possible types of modifiers. So during damage calculation, it's not always clear which effect a modifier could be. So your typical ones are going to be base power, attack, or damage. And these, if you have the right setup, can have completely unique damage rolls, which is why it matters in the first place. So previously I had done some tests with this and I was incorrect. So I am correcting that now, basically. So my new setup has us using Hex with Electros. It's going to be used into the Hariyama. The Hariyama only has 51 special defense. So this is going to be a special one. And Hex's base power is 65, so we're using this into Hariyama. The Hariyama has Purifying Salt. So that means that it has an additional buff, or in some way the damage, the end result of a ghost type attacks into a Purifying Salt Pokemon is reduced. So we're going to be testing that specifically. So I'm hoping that this doesn't, unfortunately this does do a lot of damage to Hariyama as opposed to my actual tests I did before, but it's okay. So by using this, I'll be able to tell pretty clearly, or pretty quickly, what the damage ranges, what the correct damage ranges are, as long as I don't crit myself. So I'm at 186 HP right now. 186 minus 48. 138. 138. Rules out base power, because you can see that 138 isn't in the base power rules. So I'll go ahead and do the same thing. Hex. And here. We're at 222 minus 96. So that's 126 damage. 126 damage is possible with either attack or damage, so it's not clear which one it could be. Yeah. Minus 93, 129 damage. 129 is only attack. So based on that alone, that should confirm that it is using the attack damage rolls. I'm gonna have to double check my numbers after the fact anyway, just to make sure that my new program is correct. The reason why it didn't work before was because I actually had a rounding error in it, which is pretty typical. I actually would have never got my unique damage rolls. What I was doing was I was using a base power that was even and an attack stat that was odd. But in order to tell the difference, you'd need to have both a base power that's odd and an attack. Well, I guess you can have an attack that's even. That should work for the setup. But you can't. The base power itself, I think, can't be evenly divisible by 2, or it doesn't work. In any case, that one dealt 131 damage. So again, 131 is consistent with attack. It's not consistent with base power or the other. I'll just do this a few times until I get, probably until I run out of Hex PP. I'll just go ahead and do this 16 times. In the video, or on the Twitch stream, I also did this for Fluffy and Thick Fat, but that was 124. It's unlikely that either of those have changed after I reran my numbers. They're all consistent with their old modifier locations. The old modifier location for Thick Fat was attack. So when you use a fire and ice type attack into a Thick Fat Pokemon, it doesn't like have the damage, it reduces it another way. So that one dealt a lot more. So that should have been a crit. I dealt 200, so that's not possible with carrying a lot of damage. So I'll go ahead and just revive it real fast. Shame you can't revive a Pokemon and switch it in. Oh, that's no wrong. I don't know why it lets you do that. And then I'll just temporarily revive. Make it less likely that I can actually hit me. That one was 124 though. Yeah, it's possible to either attack or damage. There's not a whole lot of distinct rolls between attack and damage. 1.2 really nice to hit. Just Hex again. 222. Minus 98, I believe that's one we've already seen. No unique information there. Technically, I've already proved it, but I like having the extra damage rolls. In this case, since I wasn't sure about my program's correctness. Just want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. Okay, minus 86. 136 damage. Let's see. Next one. 136 is not possible damage roll one, so that's good. 222 minus 9. It's 133. Three, 119. That's the mid-roll can hit for attack. So how many more Hex PP do I have? I have 6 left. So let's go ahead and... So we've currently hit, at the moment, these values. Actually, I can't paste that in right now, but that's okay. I'll go ahead and I'll flash my summary screen as well, just so you can see. This is 260 special attack and 51 special attacks. So that should mean that Purifying Salt is indeed an attack modifier, so it's more like Thick Fat, which is a little bit unusual, but not terribly surprising. What's going on, guys? This is DaWoblefet again. This is actually past DaWoblefet. And this is recording an instance of the choice item lock glitch. So I was actually approached by a very, very nice user on Showdown. Their name was Blue Zangoose. And they PM'd me saying, hey, I was messing around with the choice item lock glitch, and it looks like it behaves the exact same way as last gen. I'm like, oh, perfect. I haven't checked this out yet. So my Frigabax here has the choice band item, and I'm using Dragon Tail here. So now I've just locked myself into Dragon Tail. So if I try to use any other move, then it's not going to work because I'm, of course, the choice locked. So the way the choice item lock glitch works is that if the items is negated, or at least in Magic Room, removing the item while in Magic Room won't basically remove the choice lock effect. So you can kind of see a sort of setup here. So we set Magic Room, then we are reversing Magic Room straight away. So if my Frigabax here uses Tackle, then it's going to fail. the reason it fails is because I was previously choice locked into Dragon Tail. So the game recognizes that, oh yeah, choice locks are active again, so I need to prevent this move from being used. So we'll again here reverse the Magic Room. We're using Dragon Tail. We're still locked into Dragon Tail. We've been locked into Dragon Tail. As you can see there, undoing Magic Room wasn't enough just to reverse the choice lock. That's the whole point of this. So here we're going to use Thief and take away the choice band. I am going to get off a tackle successfully now, so that last tackle wasn't successful, but this one is because Magic Room's up. So now we're going to undo it again. Now keep in mind that Frigabax no longer has the choice item. But if I click tackle, or if I use tackle, then it's going to say it failed again. And again, the reason why it's failing is because it thinks I am choice locked. The difference this time, though, now... So before, it recognized that I was properly choice locked after Magic Room had ended. But, like in Generation 8, it still actually now lets you click moves. So now I can click tackle, but it will just immediately fail. Like, it'll just fail in 1 second. And you can see there I don't use PP. So it's the exact same type of failure as it was in Generation 8. So this is different than what it was in Generation... this was in Generation 7 in prior. In those games, the glitch was a little bit different. Instead of like the move failing during move execution, you would not be able to choose an option at move selection. So to give an example of that, if you were choice locked, then Magic Room was set, then you were tricked another item, like for example, say Citrus Berry, and you can see here that Dragon Tail itself still works, which shouldn't surprise you because it was choice locked into that, so that's going to allow that. In previous generations, then you could choice lock yourself into items like Citrus Berry. So basically, it has the exact same behavior as Gen 8, and that's all I wanted to show. Until next time, have a good one.